Facebook family. Hey guys, good morning, everyone. For those of you who may catch me on the replay on Facebook, how are you? It's Wednesday, the middle of the week. It is Wednesday. Yes, it's Wednesday, the middle of the week. I hope all of you are experiencing an amazing, abundant week. Hey, Sojourner, how are you, darling? Thank you for joining. Charnay, hey girl, hey, how are you? Thank you for joining. For those of you, hey Jacqueline, who may catch me on the replay again, hello, good morning. Those of you who are on with me now, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming on. We are doing our Mind Your Business morning inspiration broadcast. My normal scheduled broadcasts are 9:45 a.m. for the summertime on Mondays and Wednesdays, 2 o'clock p.m. on Wednesdays, and then 9:15 in the evening on Wednesday. So I'll be back on again at 9:15 with business strategies for those of you who are in the hair industry. I'll do a quick introduction for those of you who may have never ever joined a live broadcast with me this morning. Guys, I'm excited about the broadcast this morning. I'm always excited about a broadcast, right? But I'm excited about the broadcast this morning. We're talking about abundance. If you've never ever been on a live broadcast with me, thank you so much. Kwashima, I see you on the broadcast. Kia, artistically, Neil, hey girl, hey, how are you? Malika London, thank you for joining on Facebook. Quick introduction, I'm Tanya Wilson Cherry. I'm a business consultant and certified life coach. I have a 20+ year background in one of the most amazing industries on the planet. I actually had a conversation yesterday with an industry vet, if you could call it that, an industry veteran. And we were just talking about how amazing the industry is. And because we're talking about abundance this morning, it's an abundance, guys, an abundance of some of everything in the hair industry, his first and last lady. But I've been in the industry licensed for 20+ years. I am a former salon owner of 10 years. I help hairstylists and salon owners like yourself form working systems in their life and business. I help them maintain the customers they have, get new customers, y'all hear that, get new customers, and profit for real in their business, save time and money, all while creating a lifestyle they love. If you want to create a lifestyle and a business that you love, put me in the comments. I don't think any of us just do hair or own a salon simply to own a salon. I think it's collectively connected to us really wanting to create an amazing life. So if you guys want to create amazing lives and businesses, I'm talking to the right people. Put me in the comments. Hey Simone, good morning, darling. How are you? His first and last lady. I am broadcasting for those of you who are watching me on Instagram. I'm dual broadcasting this morning. So I'm also on Facebook as well. I see you guys putting me in the comments. So we're going to talk about one of the things that I think is like, it's important, right? Abundance. Abundance is important for creating an amazing life. And so abundance can go in so many spaces, right? You can have an abundance of joy, you can have an abundance of peace, and an abundance in your finances, right? Our finances help us to create opportunities. And so I want to talk about abundance on this morning because, oftentimes there are people who, well, all of us, let me just make this thing inclusive. There are times in everyone's life where we may be in transition or maybe things feel like they're on stuck, right? Or they're on slow or whatever the case may be. And there are some things that are going to affect the abundance that's flowing into your lives. Man, and one of the most amazing parts is your energy. Somebody put energy in the comments. Guys, joy, peace, money, all of that, they're energy, guys. They are energy. And so it's so important that we reflect on what type of energy we're putting out into the atmosphere. Because if we want an abundance of things to come back into our lives, we got to be putting that stuff out in the atmosphere. And we can be fooled into giving our power away, right? Lord, I'm going to go somewhere. We can get fooled into giving our power away by how we react to life and life situations. Because, guys, we really do have the power to respond to things and not just react. And so if we're in reactive mode, oftentimes the energy that we're putting back out is what we're going to attract back into our lives. I see you guys putting energy in the comments, because that's where abundance comes from. It comes from, or the lack of abundance comes from the energy that you're putting out into the atmosphere. And so the next thing is your thoughts. Your thoughts, guys. Let's take money, right? Who want to talk about money? Everybody. I don't think anybody minds talking about abundance in the realm of money, right? And we need it, guys. We can walk around acting like we humble and we really don't need money to be happy. But I believe that we're happier when our lights are on at our house. Hello, somebody. We're happier when our bills are paid. Hello, somebody. And you can't pay your bills. You can't pay your bills off of joy. You can't pay your bills off of peace. You can't pay your bills off of love. And so money is something that we should be concerned about when we think about abundance. And so one of the things you want to ask yourself is, do you feel that making and earning money, hello, somebody, do you feel that making and earning money is hard? That's one of the things you want to ask yourself, because if you've decided, right, say so, and absolutely hope, if you've decided that making money is hard, then that's what it's going to be for you. Y'all don't hear me. Listen, one of the things I say all the time is your mind, this thing right here, has a whole lot to do with your money and everything else you set out to do. And so if you've convinced yourself that making money is hard, then that is often how the transition is going to go for you. So you think, so will it be? Absolutely, Sojourner. And so if you've convinced yourself that making money is hard, all of the ways that you actually make money are probably going to be hard. They're probably going to be hard. How many of you who are on now have experienced a shift at some point in your life and in your career where you used to feel that making money was hard, and after a while it didn't seem like making money was as hard anymore? If you've ever experienced that, put me in the comments. If you've ever experienced that shift where you went from, man, making money is so hard, to, it's really not that hard. Put me in the comments. And I'm going somewhere with asking you guys that, because it all starts here. It's up here. If you feel it's hard, it's going to be hard. Sojourner says me. Absolutely. And see what happened when you made that shift, you begin to get in a flow, right? You begin to get in a flow. We're talking about abundance, guys. We're talking about abundance. You begin to get in a flow. And this is what happens with a lot of people. A lot of people will have a good season. Y'all don't hear me. A lot of people will have a good season, and then life will happen and they'll be thrown off track, right? And then they go into thinking, oh my God, how am I going to make this happen? Where is the money going to come from? Nobody's coming to have services with me. Have you noticed that when you are, servicing clients all the time, the effort that it takes, you really don't even think about it. It just begins to happen. Now, I know maybe this could be over the top for some people, but if you listen to me closely and really think about what I'm saying, you're going to find value in it, and you're going to find truth. So energy is important, guys. Your thoughts, ask yourself, what have I been thinking about earning money? Have I convinced myself that earning money is hard? If you have, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, right? And so here's another thing that affects your abundance, guys. Another thing that affects your abundance is your knowledge. Your knowledge affects your abundance. Listen, we can either operate on our journey in confidence, right? Hey, Miss Brown Chick, how are you? Thanks for joining on Instagram. We can operate on our journey to abundance in confidence or ego. Oh my goodness. We can operate in confidence or ego. And this is what confidence is. Confidence is when you are in position, you're doing the work, you're doing what's required, and you've gained a level of confidence because of the information and the knowledge that you have. Ego is when you've convinced yourself that you're doing everything the right way, right? But you really haven't put those things in position. That's what ego is, guys. And oftentimes we can get fooled by ego, and then it becomes that thing that blocks abundance from our lives, because abundance is where knowledge is, guys. I'm telling you guys, oftentimes when there's lack in our lives, it's usually a lack of knowledge. It's usually a lack of knowledge that we're operating in. And so knowledge is huge. It's huge for your abundance, guys. And so we want to be in a position where we're walking in confidence because we actually really did the work. We actually really got the information that we needed, or and we're not just allowing our ego to make us feel overly confident. Let me say that. Hey, Aja, how are you, darling? Thank you for joining this morning. So, guys, when we think about confidence and ego, we're either taking a gamble, right? When we're looking or we're moving towards abundance, we're either taking a gamble, which is, for instance, if you go to play cards, right? You may have an individual that's just going to say, you know what, I'm just going to bet that I'm going to win, but they don't have any real knowledge on why they feel they're going to win. And then you may have this other person who knows how to count cards, and they really, really understand the game. And so their bet is going to be an investment, right? It's going to come from a level of confidence and not ego. But the person playing cards, I like to play spades, guys, so I'm using that as an example. The person who is making a bet just because in their mind, for whatever reason, they just said, you know, I'm just going to win this. That person is operating off of ego. Whereas the person who understands how to count cards, the person who understands the game, when they put their money in, it's actually an investment, guys. You guys got to hear me, because all of these things are connected to your abundance. And so if you're wondering, like, why am I not operating in this abundant flow? The things I've mentioned before have a lot to do with it. And so abundance is also location driven. Abundance is also location driven, guys. And so say, for instance, your target market, the type of customer that you serve, they're in a particular place. They hang out at a particular place. They shop at a specific place. There are specific things that they like and they enjoy. And so you have to be willing to fill in the gaps from where you are to where your ideal customer, the people in your business, where those things are that are going to bring the abundance into your life. You guys get that? We're talking about abundance here. If you guys are with me, abundance is location driven. And this is one of the things that I find. We want things to occur. We want the abundance, but we aren't willing to fill in the gaps from where we are now and where the abundance actually exists for our business, our life, our peace, our joy. We have to be willing to fill in those gaps. I'm going to give you guys an example, because some amazing things have just been manifesting. I've just been manifesting stuff over here, children. And so, hey, Miss Wright, how are you, darling? Thank you for joining. I think that's my girlfriend, Tara. Hey, girl, hey, how are you? So a few months ago on a call with my mentor, we began to speak about some things that we wanted to transpire and that we needed for the next level in our careers, in both of our careers. And because you guys are going to need awareness. Somebody put awareness in the comments, because awareness is needed for abundance, right? It's needed, guys. And so we became aware of something that we needed, right? Something that we wanted to be connected to. And because we were aware of it, we began to see opportunities everywhere. Now, it wasn't that the opportunities weren't already there. Y'all don't hear me. So for those of you who are believers, and where the word says, where we say God has already supplied everything that you need. How many of you have heard that before? Yeah, I put a 1 in the comments if you've heard God has already supplied everything that you need. Awareness, absolutely. When we hear that, a lot of us are wondering, like, well, where is it, right? Where is it? Awareness, absolutely. So my mentor and I, because we were aware of what it is that we wanted and we needed, we began to see everything that would connect us to it, right? So some of us are simply not aware. We're just not aware, one, of what it is that we desire, what we really and truly desire. We're not aware. And then we haven't we haven't made that internal shift in our mind about what it is that we want. So anyway, I'm telling you guys because things have just been manifesting. So now that we're aware, we began seeing opportunities. And then this is something I decided. I said, I'm just going to give. I'm just going to give value. Guys, when you switch from a state of lack-mindedness where you know, oh God, I need this and I gotta have that, it's like a place of desperation, right? When you switch from that space and place mentally, and you switch from a place of where you're going to be providing something into the universe, the atmosphere, whatever you want to call it, because you know some people can get real funny about different words that you may say, but God created the atmosphere, the universe, or whatever. He created all of it. So when you're putting desperation out into the atmosphere, everything you need runs away from you. It runs away from you guys. Have you guys ever been in a position where someone just seemed needy and they seemed clingy and you just didn't want to be bothered? Hey, Andrea, how are you, dear? You just really didn't want to be bothered. That is the same energy that occurs for the things that you want in your life. When you operate out of a place of lack and desperation, the things that you want usually run away from you, right? But if you put yourself in a position to give value, you're going to attract those things back into your life. And so now 2 months ago, remember we're talking about that 2 months conversation that I had with my mentor. So on yesterday, guys, I had an amazing conversation that connected to exactly what my mentor and I, one, became aware that we wanted, right, to manifest and to transpire in our lives and our business. And I didn't have to do it forcefully. I didn't have to push my way through. I gave value that made someone attracted to me and seek me out. You guys don't hear me. You guys have to be, one, aware of what it is that you need, and then be willing to give. Be willing to give. And I know this may be confusing to those of you who are in the hair industry, because you're wondering, like, is she talking about give my services away for free? But guys, we not only give hair, it just flowed. And not only did it just flow, Sojourner, it skipped some of the steps we thought we were going to have to take, right? We got like further up the chain with what we wanted to be connected to. And I think, well, guys, you just got to switch your mind to a place of abundance. Abundance is your birthright. You guys got to understand that. You got to get that in your mind. It needs to be etched and ingrained in your spirit and in your heart that abundance is your birthright. Because remember when I said, if you feel that making money, earning money is hard, that is what is going to be for you. But if you feel that it's your birthright and you're supposed to walk in abundance, and you're supposed to walk in increase, then you'll begin right abundance with benefits. Absolutely, Sojourner, right? When you begin to recognize that it is your birthright, you'll begin to, the energy, we're going to go back to energy, right? We're going to go right back to energy. The energy that you put out is going to attract the things that you need. And so I was saying, for those of you who are stylists who are wondering, you know, when Miss Tanya say give, does she mean give my services away free? No, that's not what I'm saying. But there are other things that you give when the person comes to have services with you that you give freely, right? And so we're in the realm or arena of supply and demand, right? So maybe you're supplying your customer with hair services, but on that particular day, because you have a mindset to give, right? You see that your client just needs someone to listen. And so you place yourself in the position to be just that for them for that day, right? You may not realize that the reason why she tipped you may have had nothing to do with the hair service that you gave her. Yes, you did a good job. You've done this person all the time. But today, for whatever reason, they tip you $20 over what they normally tip you or over your service costs. And it could have been simply because you supplied something for them that they needed in that moment. You went above and beyond. So you guys, do you guys understand what I mean by giving? If you understand, put I understand the experience. Absolutely. All of this is creating an atmosphere for abundance, guys. I was thinking back to a time in my career where I didn't think about money. It just came. It was everywhere. The people I met, my clients, there was just a continuous flow of people wanting me to do their hair, and it wasn't a struggle. I did position myself. Remember, I talked about location earlier, and so you're in this position, and the abundance that you want is somewhere else. And so you have to fill in those gaps. Like, how do I put myself in the marketplace where my money is, or my abundance is, or the customers that I serve are? Where are they? Many of you lack community. Many of you lack community. Hey, Tamika, how are you, dear? Many of you lack community in your lives. And what I mean by that is you've become complacent in your career and in your life. And complacency can simply be where all you're doing is sitting and talking about what you desire, but you're not really making yourself available in the marketplace. Activity. You don't have enough activity going on, guys. You need community. Wherever there's an abundance of people, there's usually an abundance of everything that you need. You guys get that? And so you got to get out and take action. You got to have community, guys. You need a tribe, for one. You need a tribe. You need a tribe of people who are forward thinking, right? They either value what you have, they need what you have, and you're supplying it. You need a tribe. And one of the things I find whatever you talk about, that's what you attract. Have you noticed that maybe someone's timeline who always talks about negativity, they may have a lot of negative people on their timeline? Yes, let's use timelines this morning, guys. Let's use Facebook timelines. Hey, Angela, how are you, dear? If you notice that there is a lot of negativity on your timeline, you have to ask yourself a question. What either attracted me to these people, right? Or what did I do to attract these people to me? I don't see a lot of negativity on my timeline, guys, at all. And see, one of the things, Facebook algorithms, one of the things they do is the people that are interested in what you have to say the most are the people that you see on your timeline the most. So if you're seeing a lot of negative people on your timeline, that's when you have to say, do I need to shift my energy? Do I need to shift my energy so that I can attract something different, so that I can attract the abundance of peace and joy and things of that nature in my life? And so the Facebook timeline is an amazing example of you attracting different things into your life. Sojourner says, yes, drama-filled timeline or timeline of peace. Absolutely. So you can just kind of take a look at your timeline. If people are always frustrated, they're always complaining, you have to say, what did I do to attract these people to me and to my timeline? And evidently these people are always watching my stuff because Facebook has algorithms and they show your post to people who want to see it the most. And so I have an amazing timeline on Facebook, guys, and that's just to say that I'm connected to some really, really great people, right? And so we're talking about community, guys. Community is a part of your abundance. And so if you are lacking abundance in a certain area, you want to check your community. You want to check and some people don't have community, because when life hits us, we can be fooled into getting off to ourselves, right? Getting really complacent with just being alone. But wherever there are people, there is also abundance. You guys got to remember that. So community is important and amazing for you guys. So we talked about the fact that you need awareness for abundance, right? Your thoughts. Do you think earning money is hard? If you think earning money is hard, that's what it's going to be for you, right? There's a flow to earning money. And once you get in that space, guys, it's not something that you of course you think about increase, but it's not out of lack and desperation. You guys get that? Tap the screen if you guys get that. We talked about knowledge being the gateway to abundance, right? And that's where we go from confidence to ego. Because oftentimes ego is that thing that convinces us that we're doing everything that we need to make it happen when we're really not. Right? It makes us overly confident, right? Without substantial truths behind it. But confidence is when you've gotten the information, you've positioned yourself, and you're going for it in that direction. You guys get that? That's where confidence really comes from. People build, for instance, Michael Jordan or major athletes, a lot of their confidence comes from the fact that they've been in the gym training for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, right? And so oftentimes that's where confidence really comes from, because we put in the work. And then where ego comes in is when ego tells us, okay, I got this, but I haven't fully put in the work. That's ego. That's ego, guys. And so then we talked about gambles or investments as they relate to confidence and ego. A gamble, we talked about cards. Gamble, doing the work. Absolutely, Sojourner. A gamble is when you say, I'm just going to place a bet on this. And then a person making an investment might be a card player who understands how to count cards. They know the game. So they're making an investment based off of their knowledge and their information. And so abundance is attracted to them, right? You guys get that? So here's an action step for you guys for today, where abundance, skipping steps. Absolutely. We've all been guilty, children. We've all been guilty of skipping steps. But if you guys ever, if I don't know what level you guys are at, but at some point, you're going to realize on your journey that you're going to have to go back, right? You're going to have to go back to the steps that you skipped. I've been guilty. I skipped steps, and I just had to go back and start over again, right? Start over again. So that's what skipping steps gets you. It gets you a restart button. You get to push the restart button. So here's an action step for you guys as far as abundance is concerned. How many of you want abundance? Let me put that. You guys put me in the comments. How many of you want abundance? Because sometimes people, I mean, they just gotten so stuck and so settled into lack, right? Into lack that they haven't even acquired a desire for abundance. Guys, abundance allows you an opportunity not just to take care of your family properly, whether it's an abundance of joy, peace, or, financial health. But abundance also allows you to create opportunities for your family. It also allows you to be a blessing to other people. Guys, it's something amazing about giving. When I come on with you guys and I'm giving you information and people are inboxing me, telling me how it's changed their lives, or the people who work with me privately, when I hear their testimonies and how different courses and classes have shifted, their mindset. I talk about it a lot because I know that until you change your mind, you will never change your situation. I don't care how much energy, I don't care what guru, what strategy it is. Until you change your mind, you will not change your situation. And so first you have to really get down deep and say, I want abundance in my life. I'm not settling. Yes, I do want that amazing experience. Yes, I do want that amazing vacation. Yes, I do want the amazing bank account with the commas in it, right? You have to make up your mind that is actually what you want, right? You got to make that mental shift towards abundance so that you can begin attracting things into your life, and so that you can walk in abundance in your business, right? Hey, Marie, how are you, darling? So you can walk in abundance in your business and in your personal life, right? Sometimes we may have abundance in one area, but the other areas suck. but the other areas suck. I don't know about you guys, but I want it full circle. I want it full circle. And remember, one of the first things I talked about is it's possible. Yes, it is possible, Sojourner. And you guys have to, to know for certain that it's possible for you. You got to know that it's possible for you. It's not just possible for me or other people that you may see or your friends. That abundance thing is possible for you guys as well. So action step, write down your thoughts about money. And see, we can fool ourselves into saying that we want abundance, but later on we'll find ourselves saying, oh man, I'll never have enough money to do that. I'll never be able to do that. And see, one of the things that your mindset on abundance, there's plenty to go around. Oh my goodness, it is plenty to go around. It really is, guys. And so remember we talked about knowledge earlier. Knowledge is the gateway to abundance. And so if you don't feel that something is available for you, you're not going to make the efforts that are needed to bring it into your life. You guys get that? Let me give you guys an example. For instance, you want to go on an amazing vacation, right? Maybe, and I use this as an example. There's a lady named Zenobia Andrews who's on, Facebook Live. I watch her broadcast periodically, and her and some of her friends rented an island. Y'all don't hear me. They rented an island, right? Now, prior to hearing that, I don't know if I would have ever even thought about renting an island, guys. I don't know if I'd ever thought about me and my girlfriends renting an island. But because I was exposed to it, right? And then, see, that's awareness. That's awareness. You guys catch where I'm going. Stay with me. Because I was exposed to it and now I'm aware of it, I began to find out the information, right? See, you're aware, so you begin to position yourself so you can get the information. And then I realized that renting an island wasn't nearly as expensive as I thought it was. And so if you guys don't believe that abundance is for you, you'll never seek the knowledge that is going to allow you to make the right efforts to make it happen. You guys hear me? You guys hear me? Your knowledge is the gateway to your abundance. It will affect your efforts. You will never make, come on, sounds like an island retreat. Sojourner, my girlfriend and I were on the phone. We were like, that's doable. That's real doable. Oh my goodness. I would have never even thought about renting an island because, see, in my mind, I didn't think it was possible for me, right? And so if you don't think it's possible for you, right? If you don't have the awareness, if you haven't made up your mind, you're never even going to bother to get the information. Many of you need classes, you need courses, you need information, but because you've already made up in your mind that you can't afford it, right? You don't even go and check out the things that you know in your spirit you actually need. You know, right? But because in your mind you have said, I can't afford this. I'll never be able to do that, right? That's what you've settled with. So your knowledge is the gateway to abundance because it's going to affect your efforts. Do you guys get that? Do you guys get that? I see people saying, sounds like an island retreat. I want to go. I want to go. And so, guys, it's so many things that are available to us, but because we are not aware, we haven't made up in our mind that it's possible for us. We really aren't living in a mindset of abundance, that everything and all things are available to us. There may be some things we need to do to position ourselves, but when you think that it's hard, that's what it's going to be, right? And so you're going to fight, you're going to do it in desperation all the time. And it's the mindset. So guys, that's my take on abundance this morning. Let me finish giving you guys your action steps. Write down your thoughts about money because, many of us say we want abundance, but if we're constantly saying, oh, I'm never going to be able to afford that. I'm just like the island thing, right? I'm never going to be able to afford that. We're never going to do what's necessary to make it happen, right? Decide what it is that you want, guys. Make up your mind. Don't go from one day to the next, changing your mind because the plan didn't work. I made a post on Facebook the other day and I said, if the plan doesn't go as you expect it to, don't change the vision. Change the strategy, change the plan you had to get there. And many of you, when the plan doesn't work, you give up on the vision. You give up on the vision completely, when oftentimes you just need new information. You just need a new strategy to make that thing come to pass. You guys hear me? Tap the screen. That was a good one. So guys, decide what it is that you want. Don't change your vision because the plan didn't work. You probably just need a new strategy. You need new information and a new plan. And then find out who's doing what you want to do and create community. Do things so that you can get connected to a tribe. I can't express to you guys how important it is to be connected to people who are thinking forward, who are moving forward. They're going to drop ideas. They're going to drop suggestions. They're going to help you open and broaden your mind about what's possible and what's available. But if you don't have community, you only have your own thoughts. It's just your thoughts. And your thoughts are what got you to the point that you're at now. We can go back to confidence and ego. We can go back to confidence and ego. So your action steps are to write down your thoughts about money, your real thoughts about money. How many times a day do you catch yourself saying, I can't afford that? That's not for me. Or maybe you've dumbed down on what the vision is because the plan didn't work the first time, right? What are your thoughts on money? Decide completely what you want. What is it that I want? Don't be afraid, because we live in abundance. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, right? But it will happen quicker, sooner, faster if you're consistent in your thinking about your energy, your knowledge, your thoughts, the flow, community. If you're consistent on those things, it'll happen quicker, sooner, faster. And then find out who's doing something that looks like what you want to do, or people who are talking about things that you want to talk about, and figure out how to get connected to them, right? Figure out how to get connected to them. So guys, that's my take this morning on abundance for our Mind Your Business Morning Inspiration broadcast. I pray that you guys have been blessed by it, that you have something that you can take with you. If there's a shift in your thinking that needs to occur, do it now. Don't say when I go home tonight, I'm going to just reshift my thinking now, right? It's early in the day. And so you guys can just keep a mindset of abundance all day long. And then maybe if you're consistent for 30, 60, 90 days, I'd like for you guys to share with me the things that you've been manifesting in your life, because you've shifted from a mindset of lack and scarcity to a mindset of abundance. So you guys come back and share, inbox me, let me know how things are shifting for you. And one of the things I'm doing for my private clients is as a certified life coach, I'm doing master life classes with them. It's just for my private clients, because I know that a lot of times what's blocking us is mental, right? And sometimes we just need a mental detox, and we need to be connected to people who are forward thinking. And so that's one of the things that I'm doing for my private clients who own salons and who are hairstylists, who are go-getters, right? Sometimes we don't need new information for our business. We need a mental detox. So I've created some master life courses for them so that they can continue to have an abundance mindset, so that they have enough room, right, for those things that they desire and they want in their life and their business. So guys, that's my take on this morning. Have a super, 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 super amazing day. Does anyone have any questions while we're talking about abundance this morning? Any questions? Energy, flow, community, thinking, thoughts, awareness. I appreciate you guys. Have a super amazing day. Peace.